Okay, Caleb. I don't know how to start. That was absolutely brutal last night. That was probably the most emotional evacuation ever. How are you doing today? How are you feeling after that experience?
I am feeling wonderful. I've been feeling at 100% now for a good while. After watching last night, you wouldn't imagine you would feel good after that, but
Hmm.
several months have passed now, and I'm feeling really good.
That's awesome. Take us through what happened after that helicopter left the island. Like, where did they take you? How long were you out of it?
The helicopter, I don't even remember being put in it, but in
Mm.
the air, somewhere in there, I had woke up once. I was awake for maybe, I'm guessing maybe a minute, and I was back out again. From what I remember, they said that it was like a 2-hour helicopter ride from there to the hospital. So I got dropped off in an ambulance, and then we hit this really huge bump. I remember we hit like a hole or something in the road, and it
Mm.
kind of woke me up a little bit. And then from that point on, I was a little sluggish, but I remember waking up, and I remembering everything from that point on, from the ambulance to the ICU. And then from that point on, it was just like I was back full force, and I was awake.
Wow. I know a lot of people who were actually crying last night watching this. I can imagine what it was like for you and your family and your friends to see this play out on TV.
Yeah, I've always been telling. They've asked me, several times
Hmm.
before. So what happened? What it feel like, and what are we in for? And I'm like, I don't know. Look, I rolled the ball, made the game winning shot, and I was out like a light. Like I fell to my knees, and I don't really remember too much after it really hit me. But it was emotional. My mom's, of course, I'm the baby of the family out of 4 boys, and she's watching her youngest son lay on the ground, and he's getting IVs shoved in his arms, and he's having a hard time breathing. He's not responsive.
Mm.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not responding. And so of course it's emotional. I got emotional myself when I realized how emotional my tribe was.
Right.
To realize that obviously they cared about who I was,
Hmm.
less about game. And at that point they thought one of our own is gone, and like we don't know if he's okay. We don't know what's gonna happen. We just know that he left and he wasn't responding. So, 'cause sometimes you get caught up in a game, and when you do, you forget that we're still human, we're still people, and to see that they loved me as a person and they cared about me and my well-being meant a lot to me. And so all together, just an emotional time. Seeing what I had to go through, my parents, my mom sitting next to me crying, my fiance all teared up, and my family messaging me saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't even watch this. I know you're fine now, but it's hard to watch."
Right.
So it was emotional.
I have to say the fact that you did score that game-winning, ball toss before you went out, you are the beast mode cowboy. Like, never forget that you did that. You won the challenge before you passed out.
Yeah, that's one thing that I always told myself was I will not quit until it's just been a military mindset for me, and it's just been I've always been competitive, and there's times that you draw a line in the sand for yourself and you say, okay, I'm not going to cross this line, and sometimes you have to cross it and just draw yourself another one. And for me, I've done that several times in my life, and this was one of them. To where it's just a little salt and pepper, but it would be nice to have a little salt and pepper on your dry, nasty fish or mussel that you're eating or whatever you can find, and Even though
Mhm.
I went out, I wasn't going to quit. And, I was going to let my body quit before I did. And that's pretty much, it was reversed. I finished the
Right.
game before my body gave up on me. And, I'm at least glad about that part of it.
In the past, Survivor has brought back a few people that were medevac. Why is it important for you to play this game again?
Your question is, why would it be important for me to play this game again?
Yes.
I don't. Why would it be important? I guess my answer to that is just simply because I know that I can. I'm not gonna say I know I can do better, because I gave all I had. I would
Mhm.
say that I'm in better health now than I was before I even left for the last one. I do believe that I can make it to the end and be the winner of that game. I believe I have what it takes. Matter of fact, I know I have what it takes. It was just an unfortunate event, the heat, I hadn't had enough water. Just everything about the entire day for me was just a little bit of a negative on me, because I knew going into it I had no energy. Other things that I can't say, but I ended up being there. My water thing had fell over, so I had no water to drink. And the tops
Mhm.
on them things suck. So it fell over and all my water poured out all over the ground. So I'm not going to steal all my other tribe mates' water. So I went into the challenge with no water, hardly no food. So, just all around it just wasn't the best scenario, but I had to make it my best scenario I could do. And that was just go full force and give it all I had. And I believe that, if people do see me again on that show, they're going to see more than 4 episodes with me in it.
Right.
I'm going to, again, give it my all. I'm going to just drink water out of the well. I could care less about boiling it. I will make sure I'm hydrated. And I'll be sure to make my fans proud and my family proud, and go in and give it all I got.
And moving on to a couple other topics before we go, you did have a really fun bromance with Ty out there. Are you guys still in touch?
Yeah, we've texted back and forth here and there. I mean, Ty's got his life going on just as well as I have mine, and we FaceTimed once just to see how each other was doing, and he
Mhm.
went on to tell me that his boyfriend was very highly upset with the situation, that he wasn't happy about it, and he got in trouble. But it's Ty and we're close, and I continue to be close to Ty, and I can't wait to see him at the finale. I know everyone's just dying for that kiss, but just on my side of things, the cheek is about all he's gonna get.
Right. And how would the game have played out if you had stayed on the tribe? Because it seemed like you had that alliance with those girls. Does that mean Nick might have gone home next?
In the part in the game where we were, we were like, I don't know, 11 or 12 days in when all of this happened. What I would say is at that point, Ty had the idol. This is the iffy part, was all the girls wanted both of them gone. Nick, I guess, had lost their trust by saying 2 different stories to 2 different people at some point, day 2 or day 3, and he lost their trust. So they were like, Nick's kind of a sleaze, like we don't know if we could trust him, so they pulled me aside and they had asked me, hey, look, like, we want Nick or Ty gone, one of the 2, and, you're the strongest man here. We need you. That's apparent. Like, obviously we need you to be here. And they kept asking me, who would you rather see go, Nick or Ty? And, for me, I'm sitting here thinking, well, we want to continue winning challenges, so you can't leave me being the only man with manpower. So in my perspective, in gameplay, if it, and this is me going along with the girls on their side of things, I would say, yes, well, Ty would need to go. But then I'm on the other side saying, which one of the girls would go? Like, we need to pick one of them that need to go, and we need to sway the other 2. So at the point with Ty having the idol, I would have been put in the situation to have to vote Nick out. Not because I'm in this crazy alliance with the girls and I want to be with them all the way to the end. It's just a simple fact of it's the number game, and when it comes down to voting someone out, you have 3 girls against 2 guys, and they're going to vote against Nick. And if I vote one of the girls, it just isn't going to look good for me, because if we lose again, obviously I would be the next one to go.
Right.
And instead of just going ahead, being loyal to their number, then because Ty's got the idol, so he'll be like, here's my idol, so he won't go. So then it's me going with the girls and sending Nick home with, pretty much a 4-0 vote. I would just have to go with them because that's just the number part of it. So probably at that time, I would say Nick, due to the fact of Ty having the idol. If Ty didn't have the idol, Ty was the first one that we had all talked about because, him scrounging around looking for idols and stuff, no one liked that.
And then I just want to end with a quick fan question here. This is from Misty in Bellingham. She says, Survivor is obviously a harder physical game, but what is the harder mental game? Is Survivor or Big Brother the more mental challenge?
Well, there is, I guess there's a different mentality for both. Big Brother, you're just locked in this house. You're stuck in a house with, 15 other people. You can't go nowhere. You can't walk away because when you walk away, you run into a wall. The backyard's small, so even then you still have a very small space to leave. So you're pretty much in this confined area. You can't get away. Even when you want to breathe for 1 second, there's someone somewhere all the time. And you're locked in this cube for so long that mentally starts to become a challenge because it's like you start to lose it. Like that's where all the Judy chops and all the ninja stuff and all, I've started to pull it out of the hat because I had nothing else to do. I started to lose it as that kind of mentality. But as far as Survivor mentality is, the mentality is you have to know that you're going to be okay. You're out in this jungle with nothing. You've got to create your own fire. You have to build your shelter. You got to find food if you don't have any. Your fruit and stuff only are good for so long because the sea salt will have it rotten within 2 or 3 days. So, you're having to look for stuff to eat, and you have to it's a survivor mentality. It's a mentality of now I have to survive. I have to put something in my body or it will give up on me. It's just like a car. If you don't put oil in it, it's going to blow up. If you don't put fuel in it, it won't even go anywhere. So it's the same thing as your body when you're out there. You're thinking more of it's not so much of being away from home. It's not so much of, oh, man, I just need to go take a break. It's more so my body is taking a beating, and I need to put something in it. And, it's just the difference. Big Brother, you have unlimited food all day long, every day of the week, as much as you want. You have unlimited Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew and everything that you want. When it comes to Survivor, you don't have any of it. You don't get any of that kind of stuff. So it's just a different mentality. It's a difference in just 2 completely different shows, and it takes 2 different mentalities. There's people, that would do Big Brother 3 or 4 times, and they would never do Survivor once because they don't have that mentality that it takes to play that game. And Cody is a good, person for that. He was in one of the interviews today, and they asked him, hey, you've done Big Brother. After seeing Survivor and seeing some things that go on there, would you want to do it? And he said, no. I would rather not go play that game. And it's a mentality that you have to have. And if you don't have that mentality, you just can't play the game because it takes the mentality to play.
Well, Caleb, thank you so much for talking to us. We're so glad you're okay, and we will see you there at the reunion.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, bye-bye.